you're not going to fix the Middle East. If there's anything we should take away from more than 2 decades of Middle East intervention since 9/11, it's that the West cannot fix it. Our failures to nation build in Iraq and Afghanistan are proof that Western sensibilities do not create a stable nation in the Islamic controlled region. I've considered so many ways approaching the issue of the current Israeli Palestinian conflict, but it always goes back to my lack of wanting to side with either group of people. How can a liberty minded individual side with a police state that is run by religious extremists and funded by the military industrial complex? On the other side, how can I side with a theocratic government run by terrorist organizations whose charter calls for the genocide and destruction of a nation and its people? The scales do lean towards the Israelis due to global security and the West needing a friend in that part of the world, but it is something I have serious ethical concern over. I'm not apathetic to the situation, though many confuse my analysis as such. My knee jerk reaction to the brutal genocidal attack by Hamas was that Israel should finally put the hammer down. I didn't wear my John Bolton hat very long, though, reminded that the devastatingly complex situation that is those territories and the many military conflicts aimed at stopping the situation for decades have been utter failures. An even worse angle on the military response was presented by Israel, though. Israel was going to punish Hamas for what they did. The implication being that Gaza was going to be brutalized with its terrifyingly dense, poverty stricken population stuck between a terrorist organization using them as shields and a Western funded military assault. This fixes nothing and will likely breed further expansion of Hamas as the Palestinian children will now see their homes destroyed, with the organization in power brainwashing them, along with leftists the world over, that they are freedom fighters. We cannot trust either side of this conflict to act in good faith, and everyone needs to open their eyes to the evil espoused by them. Both sides have leadership calling for the destruction of the other's people, and both sides have historical claims to the land. Both sides are also problem children for their neighbors, and no one really wants to deal with the refugees or military assistance related to it. This is not a peace with a solution, more a warning. Do not invest yourself, government, or treasure in this situation in any way other than cold diplomatic relations. Ignore the activists shouting from the hilltops and the posturing by our politicians. Take a stand that we have no place in this conflict and wash our hands of it as much as we can stand.